Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down the new ticket cancellation rules from Indian Railways, which are coming into effect in April 2026. Look, if you've ever had to change your travel plans at the last minute, you know how confusing and stressful this can be. So we're here to make it super simple for you.
So, you've booked your ticket, your bags are mentally packed, and then something comes up and you can't make the trip. The big question is always the same, right? How much of my money am I actually going to see again? It's a nail-biting moment, but honestly, just understanding how the system works is half the battle.
Okay, so let's dive right in. What you're looking at here is the official guide from Indian Railways. This is our source material, the real deal. We're going to walk through it piece by piece so it all makes perfect sense.
Now, the single most important thing, the one factor that decides how much you get back, is when you cancel. It's basically a countdown to your train's departure. Think of it like a game with very specific time windows, and each window has a totally different outcome for your wallet.
Let's start with the best-case scenario. The magic number every single one of us wants to see when we have to cancel a ticket. A full 100% refund. But how do you actually get it?
And here it is, the golden rule. To get a full refund of your ticket fare, you have to cancel more than 72 hours before the train is scheduled to leave. That's 3 full days. So the second you think your plans might change, that's the time to act. This is your best shot. Now keep in mind there are some small, unavoidable flat fees, but we'll talk about those in just a minute.
But what happens once you cross that 72-hour threshold? Well, that's when the penalties start to kick in. The very first penalty tier is a 25% deduction.
So, here's that first penalty window. If you cancel your ticket anytime between 72 hours and 24 hours before departure, the railway is going to deduct 25% of your base fare. You still get a good chunk of your money back, but you can feel that the clock is officially ticking.
Now, as we get even closer to the departure time, the penalty gets a whole lot steeper. The next deduction you really need to watch out for is a big one: 50%. Half your money.
That 24-hour mark is a really big deal. Once you're within 1 day of your trip all the way up until 8 hours before it leaves, the cancellation charge doubles. You lose half the fare. This is where waiting to cancel really starts to cost you. And this right here, this is the final absolute deadline, the point of no return. If you try to cancel with less than 8 hours to go, there is no refund. Zero. Zilch. That's the cutoff you absolutely cannot miss if you want to see any of your money again.
All right, so we've covered all the time-based percentage cuts. But wait, that's not the whole story. On top of any percentage penalty, Indian Railways also deducts a small fixed flat fee. This chart breaks it all down. This is what's called a flat cancellation charge, and it's applied per passenger. As you can see, it depends on what class you booked. For AC First or Executive Class, it's 240 rupees plus GST. For AC Chair Car, 180 rupees plus GST. For the very popular sleeper class, it's 120 rupees, and for second class, it's just 60 rupees. And get this fee gets deducted even if you cancel way ahead of time in that full refund window.
Okay, I know we've thrown a lot of timelines and numbers at you, so let's pull it all together into a really simple playbook you can use anytime you might need to cancel a ticket. It honestly boils down to these 3 simple things. First, check the calendar and your watch. Are you more than 72 hours away from departure? That is your absolute top priority. Second, know your class. This tells you exactly what that fixed fee is going to be, no matter what. And third, and this is the most important rule of all, act fast. The entire system is built to reward people who cancel early because it frees up seats for others. The sooner you do it, the more money you will save. Period.
And that brings us to our final thought. When you look at this whole system, the penalties based on time, the fees based on class, it kind of makes you wonder, are these new rules a fair deal for passengers? On one hand, yeah, it creates a really clear, predictable system. But on the other hand, last-minute emergencies happen, right? And those can get really expensive. It's a tough balance between flexibility for you and me and the needs of a massive railway system. Definitely something to think about the next time you're booking a trip.